Okay, so here we are at Bearded Board Games, and right off the bat, the first thing I see, there's this concept of above the fold and below the fold, right? Where let's say you're on a mobile device or you're on a smaller screen, there's the fold is where you have to scroll down because people might not even realize that you need to scroll down. So you want all your important information to be above the fold, whatever's the most important thing. So if I look here, all I see is this image, this text, bearded board games, right? You don't even know what to do. And if you look up top here, you see there are some menu options, but they kind of blend in because they're white and it's a gray background. It doesn't stand out. Really, this image is the thing that kind of draws your eye. And if you were to scroll down, you would see there is a bit of text and coworkers discovered interest. Really, it's not that great, not that interesting here. Someone would come here and you have about 5 seconds to grab someone's attention and give them a reason to stay, first of all. And really, there's nothing here I think that would grab anyone's attention and keep them to stay. And now I say this with much love for my buddy Adam because a lot of people don't understand these sort of marketing concepts, just haven't really thought about it that much because you're board game designers, you're creative people, you're awesome at mechanics or art, playtesting, things like that. And so a lot of people just haven't gotten the sort of marketing training, which is what I'm hoping these live videos can help out and sort of fill in the gaps and just teach you a few things to help bridge the gap. So let's take a look here. So, and I wouldn't even know where to sign up for an email. Like if I was interested in Bearded Board Games, I wouldn't even know where to go to sign up here. But the only reason I know is Adam told me it's actually up here. This Join Us link is how they get people to opt in. And even that's a little misleading. Join Us. What does that mean? Does that mean join a community like a Facebook group, or does that mean join us like a career with Bearded Board Games? Are they looking for designers or artists? It's a little confusing, but this is where it is. And so let's take a look. Let's see what is here. And I know from what Adam said that the subscribers that he did get, it was just from posting this on Facebook and things like that. So that this was the only way that people could come and find out. So what I'm looking at here, and when I'm reading, please join our mailing list to get updates from our news and Kickstarters. Updates from our news and Kickstarters. So that's kind of awkward wording. But my main issue here is this is not a good sort of call to action. There's not a lot of incentive here. Because if someone's going to give you their email address, your email address is valuable, right? Because you have, dozens, hundreds of people that are emailing you every day, and you don't want another person emailing you for no reason because you already have probably 60,000 unread emails, like my friend Anton. So you need to give someone a reason, something of value in exchange for the email address. You can't just ask them to sign up because it's a little self-serving. Me saying, come to my site, and then you give me your email address, and then I'll give you the luxury of having news about me. And like you see what I mean? It's like it's all about me. Whereas if I can give you something, then it kind of turns it around. And they're like, yeah, please, I want this thing that you're giving me. And I'll show you in a second how I do that on my site. And if I look here, this looks like a MailChimp form because the name comes after the email address, and I think you can't change that on the free account. Normally, it makes sense to have the name before the email address, I believe. And here's another thing: last name. Don't ask for last name, at least not at this stage. I probably wouldn't even ask for first name because every additional field that you add to your form drops conversion rate. That means if 50 people come to this site, maybe half of them are going to put their email address in. But if the more fields you add, maybe like another 10% decide not to opt in because of that. So maybe just stick to email address. That's all you need. So that's what I would do. You need a reason here, a call to action. And if I go back, that's what's missing from this page in general. There's no call to action, right? You need to take your people by the hand and say, this is the thing I want you to do here, right? I don't want you to go to 100 different things. You don't want to learn about home and beards and games and news and all this stuff. It's like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to come here and give me your email. That's it. And I talked about this a little bit in Module 2, which just shipped on my email course. So Adam, Module 3 will be next week, and I'll actually go into the funnels of how that's going to work. But the call to action here should be give the email address. And here we'll have better software. I'll show you how to make a nice simple funnel here that'll draw it in. In fact, I'll show you on my site how it's going to look. Adam also mentioned that he liked Board Game Design Lab's email collection form. So I'm going to go take a look at that, because I took a look, and obviously Board Game Design Lab is a great website. It's a great podcast. So let's take a look. So I see, okay. So when you're scrolling, or right when you come in, there's this pop-up. And this does one good thing, is that it's here and it gets your attention, but it interrupts, which I really don't like. I prefer a squeeze page to a pop-up, because these kind of things are annoying. They turn people off. A lot of times browsers will block them. But you see, give me free stuff. This is good. They're giving you an incentive to opt in. Get board game design resources and chances to win free games. Become a board game subscriber today. So, yep, this is good. We got some social proof here. The only thing I don't like is the kind of interruption style of it. But that's pretty good. But as I said, my preferred way to do this is a squeeze page, and I'll show you why. So if you go to my site, it's boardgamedesignSecrets.com/marketing, either way. And you can see, this is the free book that I give away. And it is dead simple. There's I'd use like a test account, right? But it would normally look like this. So you come here, and it is sort of boring, it's like white, and then it just has the thing that someone wants. This is what's called a lead magnet. This is the reason that someone is going to give you their email address. I get a couple dozen people a day that opt in for this, because it's just for free. Why not? So you see, I do ask for their name and then email address, and then download my free guide. So this is the call to action. Everything here has a purpose, right? There's no news, there's no join us, there's no beards or anything like that. It's just, you want to market your game? Here, we're going to give this to you for free, right? We'll send it to your email address. And so you can see everything leads to that. You download it, and this has really good conversions, something like 55%, which is pretty high. So this is what I like. I prefer the squeeze page, because it's not interrupting people like a pop-up, and you're giving someone something of value, and then they just get it right away, and people they appreciate that, that reciprocity. So when it's time to tell them about your Kickstarter campaign, then they'll remember that you did something nice for them. You helped them out. It's a good way to begin a relationship. So that's what I would say. I would make your landing page a squeeze page, right? And then maybe have a separate site for all this other stuff. Maybe for your more hardcore fans, they could have that. And then once it looks more like a squeeze page, give them something of value, cut down on some of the fields, and then you should be good to go. That should do it. So anyway, Adam, I hope you found that helpful. If anyone else stumbles across this and they're interested in board game marketing tips like this, I know it can be very expensive and it can be very confusing. It's a lot of information. If you go on this page, Bobby Fiorentino, board game designer, and there's a button on there, or just go to boardgamedesignSecrets.com and you can grab that book, and it'll tell you all the little strategies, kind of go into more detail, the stuff I talked about. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and that's all I got. All right, talk to you next time.